We're blasting off once again into outer space, and we're not going to see the space soldiers until a little later on. Instead, we're going to be talking more about none other than EnVy, the French roster that isn't G2. It's one of the best ways to describe them at the moment in this ecosystem. And they take on Na'Vi. Now, this could get interesting, as Na'Vi have been in the news recently for a multitude of different reasons. I have Chad Burchill and Janko Pawlowicz, your resident Counter-Strike experts. I'm just a man who says what if and but a lot. First things first, though, Chad, we want to investigate why Na'Vi have been in the headlines this week.
We all enjoy butts, Alex, but I think this whole thing with Na'Vi, with WSG and Simple and Flamey not going to the event due to health issues, and then other stuff cropping up. There's a bit of there's a bit of darkness lingering around. There's comments coming out from Zeus on Instagram and stuff, and it just seems like maybe there's something not going right in the Na'Vi camp right now.
Yeah, so what did Zeus post?
I don't know if he posted anything specifically. I just know that there was a thread about him saying some things about stuff coming up with the roster, and he's unhappy on Instagram. Okay. He does a lot of Instagram stories. I don't know if you follow
I should follow him. That's obviously where all the inside goss is.
All in Ukrainian, though. So.
Yeah, Ukrainian.
That's the language he speaks.
Yeah, no. Cool. Janko, talk to me a little bit about your thoughts. I know you've got a nasty cough when you talk about Na'Vi, but if you want to walk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty vocal about this when it first happened because I think it's unacceptable, barring serious health issues, at least in my book, to bail on your teammates and your country to an extent last minute like that, like Flamey and Simple did, right? Especially Simple giving reasons to, health issues and so on, like nerves or whatever. The guy tweeted like 5 days before that, I want to fly to Katowice to play. Like, hurt so much watching a LAN and not being able to play. So in 5 days of practicing online and maybe losing to Godsend and not qualifying for ECS, suddenly you are too fed up with playing and you need to take a break. You haven't taken a break in a long time or something. It just sounds too fishy to me. I don't think it was really genuine. I think the reality was they were just so tilted after losing to Godsend in the manner in which they were that they just didn't want to have anything to do to Counter-Strike, let alone travel to China and play with mixed teams, which is obviously a huge issue for Na'Vi and the atmosphere they have within the team. The result they had at Star Series was great, reaching the grand finals.
It was positive.
Yeah, it was. But in general, Na'Vi and in Pro League, they're doing good. They're having wins. But when you look at their style and the way they're playing, it definitely leaves a lot to be desired for. Even when you compare them to Gambit this time last year when Zeus was in the team, I think we can all agree that Gambit was playing much better Counter-Strike, even though they didn't have a player like Simple. Yes, Adren was playing great, and Hobbit is a great player, and so forth. But I think that's what everyone was expecting from Na'Vi when Zeus came back. They're going to be Gambit, and probably even better, because they have better individuals, at least on paper.
At least on paper. And I mean, so basically, to fill everyone in and to just kind of give you the facts, there is an event in China called WESG. It was one of the very large prize pool, and everyone was going to be going. But the rule they have is it's nation-based. So, of course, with the likes of the majority of Counter-Strike at the moment mixed on multinational rosters. I mean, look at the teams we've casted today. We've already had Hellraisers. We talk about FaZe. You look across the Pro League. Majority of them have at least one member who's not from the same country. Therefore, you get a lot of mixed teams. The same can be said for the CIS and that of Na'Vi. You couldn't send the whole Na'Vi roster, Ukraine, Russia, etc., etc. This is where the problem arises, though, is because I imagine less invested because it's not your team. You feel like you have less responsibility to the roster in the same way. Like if it was a Na'Vi all attending, then you'd probably be feel more entitled. You've signed a contract to go.
But the thing is, they pulled out so last minute. It
That's
was like
the problem
within like a 48-hour period, right?
If it was
less than 48 hours. It was the night before Flamey was supposed to fly. It was when they had that game versus Godsend, and he just wrote in team chat on WhatsApp or whatever, I'm not coming, and that's it, and no further comment from him. Remember, Flamey didn't even say like why he wasn't going to go. Simple at least made some sort of a statement.
And he was streaming. He streamed during the
ESG. Yeah, I'm like burnt out, I can't go, which is like, all right, man, whatever. Yeah. But I don't know, it's like, yeah, they're not playing for team, you're playing for your country. It's like, okay.
I think to like bring this all back in and contextualize it right now, it seems to me like there's something fishy going on within the Na'Vi camp, and that's going to reflect poorly, even though we have Simple, the #1 rated player in the whole league right now, who's just been beasting continuously since DreamHack Winter last year, probably putting up these massive numbers. that whole atmosphere in the team puts a negative light on this matchup going up against EnVyUs.
And I'm going to play the game as well. I'm going to draw the card for Envy. Would there not be, you know, disarray in the Envy camp, given the fact that there's a big boy free agent French leader, Shox, who's just recently made a statement that he's no longer been playing for G2. He's looking to play a team. Smiths has just said he wants to play again. You've got some of the best alternative French players in this roster. I'm sure some messages have been sent.
Potentially, even though we already saw a report. We've already seen a report, like potentially the new lineup with
but it's potentially
Zivu
at this point,
and that last guy,
Ken Shax.
Ken Shax, yeah. Never heard of him, but yeah, you never know. Maybe that's going to change up. Also, Kirishima, he just, I don't know, I think a couple of hours ago, he finally made it back from China. He had a nightmare of a trip, so he's not going to be excited about doing anything, especially playing Counter-Strike at the moment. But yeah, there's a lot of things up in the air at the moment. Also, I mean, EnVyUs, yes, but even G2, you know, they're playing with Mixwell for the moment. Who knows how that's going to turn out? Maybe they want another proper flange player in that lineup. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Unfortunately, a lot of these caveats around this matchup at the moment, and it's up in the air how it's actually going to pan out.
It's a very tumultuous time, Alex, and I think the rationale for that is, you know, the major window. Let's just put it in a time of year that makes sense so I don't have to tilt off the face of the planet constantly.
It's not just that, it's also given us we have a bit more time here. You know, it just is another really good proof that not necessarily the best players make the best team. Right? You can have Simple playing like the best player in the world, and Na'Vi can still struggle to even make it into playoffs, right? You have guys like Electronic. Have you seen Electronic play at WESG? He plays 3 times better for that team, which is a mixed team, than he does for Na'Vi. Obviously, something is not right within the team with what he has to do, the way he's being used or supported, or something like that. So you need to really find good chemistry and good pieces of the puzzle to make a good team.
Shout out as well to Hooch, who came in last minute to fill in the spot for them.
He had actual, you know, like personal reasons, and that's why he pulled out as a coach in time, a couple of weeks before the match. Said, hey guys, I can't really go, just find someone else. You know, he was more of a cheerleader than anything, in a sense. You know, he's behind the team, hyping the guys up. It's a mixed team, right? It's not a big deal if he pulls out, but he stepped in last minute.
Not only that, he gets a message, like, he kind of picks up his phone. It's like, hey, could you go get a visa, pack your bags, and come to China?
Yeah,
I'd be like, no.
He had to get it at the airport when he landed. Like, so he's flying to China knowing that he might not get the visa there and needs to fly straight back. Yeah,
I wouldn't travel that far.
Big respect. Big respect to Hooch. And of course, he's a fantastic character to put a microphone in front of as well. But that's not really the point here. We are going into Na'Vi versus Envy. And just we're going to get our summary of our thoughts. With all of this behind us, just focusing on this matchup as a whole, I want to know whether or not we're going to be giving any chances to Envy.
If I looked at it on paper, I would, you know, just 100% say I'm going to back Na'Vi in. But knowing everything that's kind of happened in the camp and having an idea of, you know, there's probably something going
them.
Exactly. And they're a very tilt-worthy team, Alex.
Yes, they
Anything
are.
could affect them here. Now, coming off the bat, you know, we haven't seen a lot of EnVyUs. You saw those stats on the screen just before. See how many few frags they have compared to Na'Vi. They haven't played a lot of Pro League. So coming into this one, they're going to be hungry for the win. And we didn't even get to see them with Hadji yet, have we? Because he had a stand in, XMS was standing in when Hadji was meant to be playing. Finally, we get the full roster, so it could be exciting. It's one of these unknown situations, but right here we got the Na'Vi player positions.
Yes, this is going to be for their CT side on Train.
Yes, and we did a video the other day where it was Mousesports versus Na'Vi in the grand final of the Star Series event, and how their rotation was exploited because Zeus there, the in-game leader, the inside anchor, was getting exploited. They were either killing him or forcing the rotation, and come late in the game, they were forcing out 3 members, Simple, Flaming, and Electronic, all running back to that inner bomb site to help Zeus when he died or when he needed help. It was crazy.
Why in the world is Zeus anchoring and Flamey rotating?
Doesn't make sense.
When you think of Flamey, you think of a guy like Bialy as well. He's like a turret, he's in the site, he's killing people, and you have someone else rotating back and forth, right? So that was pretty weird. And for this particular matchup, I'm just very interested to see the way Na'Vi looks, because either they're a dead team and that, you know, the issues that they have are going to result in a roster change, or they're going to give it like one last hurrah, one last go. They're going to try and rally and give it one last shot, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. It does seem like there is so many questions we just don't have answers to, and they will be provided, at least in part, through this game of Counter-Strike. Chad, the closing thoughts are with you. Faith in Na'Vi. Where is that for you right now?
I'm actually really excited to see EnVyUs play with their full roster. I know that Keo had a really rough travel, but I'm actually going to back them in on this one. I know that Simple is just a monster, and you should never really go against that guy, but I think there's just so many things going on in the background right now that this isn't going to be a Na'Vi at full force. It's going to be an EnVyUs looking hungry. I think they'll take the win.
And we'll open this up then to your casters as well. You've heard what our analysts have to say, but this is quite an interesting conversation in itself. Lauren, in your experience, in your mind, in your personal opinion, what do you think about personal issues and drama within a team affecting gameplay? Like, as in, is there a almost direct translation?
Issues, Alex.
Yeah, Matt's never had those.
No.
Me either. Obviously, a completely level-headed human.
Yeah.
And they obviously never affect your job.
Okay,
never.
so we're getting a
you're
little
always,
bit sarcastic
you
here.
leave it at the door. That phrase always works out perfectly.
Uh-huh.
Emotionally, I'm fine, Alex. I don't need to cry.
And I'll leave it there.
Help me! It's a cry for help. But no, speaking of cries for help, Na'Vi. They've had a little bit of a tricky time recently. It's not been going good. There's been weird issues. And EnVy have been the team to, I guess, keep people's attention. This new roster kind of not fell by the wayside. It wasn't the headline, right? Everyone kind of looking at the other French teams, but they certainly could come out swinging here, Matt. What are your thoughts on this?
Yes.
Cool.
I don't have, every time anyone asks me about EnVy, I just don't say anything because I don't really have thoughts about them. They don't really enter my mind too often, if I'm honest. Scream does at least take down Simple. Good find to kill early in a pistol round, but he already did make his presence known by getting a single frag early on, the opening frag at that. And Flamey's going to add 2 to that total. Electronic in on the mix. Zeus down, Edward tagged. It's Kiyoshima to find, and the round goes the way of Na'Vi if they can find him 8 HP. Bomb down does certainly give them the advantage.
Definitely does. I don't know how much Keo can get out of this
Watch
now.
this. He's going to turn around and walk back. Ready? Ready? He's going to fake it. Turn around. Turn. Stop it.
Turn around, Bright Eyes. Come on.
Turn around. Every now and then I
Is it
get
time?
a little bit lonely.
That was like the edgy emo version just coming out, like a little throwback.
Turn around, bright eyes.
You okay?
Every now and then I fall apart. And I need you more than ever. That's what Kio's talking about the bomb. I need the bomb more than ever. 28 seconds. I have no idea what he's really doing at this point in time, so good luck. Yeah, I know. He's going to go ladder. I get that much, but, like, why? What's the point?
What's the play, Keo? Show us the mastermind scheme here. Electronics a little confused.
Even if he gets that kill, which he's not going to because 8 HP, yay.
Yep.
He was never going to find the second player, Edward, well over toward Hell. He wouldn't have had the time in 15 seconds to do so. Edward would have just played to stay alive at that point because no way he was going to get the bomb and get it down. So, it goes Na'Vi in the end.
Yeah, so let's look at the repurchase coming out. Now, historically, Na'Vi generally win this matchup. I think, considering how these teams are, the rough ride both of them have had, it doesn't really equate to much now, those sort of stats, because different lineups, different rosters, different times. But Na'Vi, you'd still obviously, I'd give them favor here. Hachi's a great player though. Got to see him during, I think it was the Gfinity Elite Series or something, in London. He was, I think he was from the Academy team, if I'm not mistaken. He was a very good player. And obviously Keo back in this sort of mix.
I think he played with Millennium for a bit as well.
He might have done. He might have been part of that sort of that roster. So he's certainly got a bit of experience. It's more how does he kind of fare against the tier 1 teams? How do they start pushing against better players? We're going to find out. Anyway, into this buy, we see Deagles galore, plenty of armor. And that's for EnVy and Na'Vi on the other side. Tagged up already is Simple, down to 1 HP. Not ideal, but it is still Simple. He's a talented player no matter what.
Electronic. Tasked with watching out toward Ivy. He's done that successfully. 2 kills. Hadji gets the other one, though, in return with the Deagle and sneaking in. Here he comes. Is happy. Of his own. Zeus, though, and Edward to close it out. Edward one to find happy as we snapped away to watch the action on the back tracks. 2-0 for Na'Vi.
Yep, so far so good for Na'Vi. Going to plan a couple of kills, lost here and there, but it's not the end of the world. They've kept it relatively clean. Very few bomb plants, obviously, for EnVy thus far. So the money will be pretty sparse. So this round will be very quiet for EnVy. I don't think... Oh, there's one upgrade, and that's on RPK. I think EnVy, again, they're one of those teams that's hard to keep track of. They kind of fell off a little bit. They were the kind of leftovers from the last shuffle. Were they, how do they meet up in that? So I think that's going to be something fun to watch, is how they kind of shape up now. But Zeus up there with the SMG. Actually gets taken down, and a bomb plant here is really big. That's going to be the big focal point of trying to deny, and Na'Vi get that done. But beyond that, it is going to be the Na'Vi shutdown. They did lose out on Zeus. That could have been a great moneymaker for them, but even with that 1 kill and a decent performance thus far, he's up at towards 7k, so he's perfectly fine to repurchase. He's actually going back in on the SMG, so might be feeling that one. Maybe he feels he can get more done with it over by B if he pushes up, maybe plays from pop. I don't know. There's got to be a plan in mind, and he certainly had the money to purchase whatever he wanted. And a very different story for Envy now. Plenty of cash to work with, no AWP out just yet, but rifles across the board. Molotovs go in, and Na'Vi already quite aggressive here. Edward pushing right up towards Pop. He's got support in the form of Electronic. And they're doing a very heavy stack towards A. 4 players to the 1. And that one player is Zeus, who only has the SMG. So again, a lot of pressure and a lot of credence put into the likes of Zeus.
Simple drops back down off of the train. He will top of the bomb train directly itself, the little nuclear reactors that are on top of it. I suppose that's what they are. They have a nuke symbol on it. I don't know if they're actually containing a nuke or anything reactive, or maybe that's just someone's graffiti, because trains often have graffiti from teenagers that break into illegal places and do illegal things.
God damn teens.
3-0 for Na'Vi, the man advantage as well. Zeus gets tagged up as he's going over toward B. Or rather, as they are going over toward B. It's Envy that does the damage onto him. Happy rotates back off of that as a result. Making some noise above the ladder. Happy sometimes just, I think, does things to say that he's doing them. Like, oh, look at this. This is cool. I'll strafe jump over this.
Just doing it without any purpose of actually doing anything with it.
Yeah, it's like the kid who watches a frag movie and says, oh, that's cool, I'll do that. Do you know why you're doing that, son?
We're gonna find out if there is method to the madness, I guess,
I'm just
right?
picking on Happy. That was rude. I'm sorry.
You're a mean guy. It's okay. We're used to it now. It's just banter. And you can see the rotation from Flamey. Tagged up, gets a feel of it. 2 players towards Pop for Na'Vi as well, so they're ready for that if that does come down. But this is going to be a set piece coming in. But there's 2 smokes, one in RPK's hands. That's been put to play. But Keo playing a little bit ahead of that, but he falls to his death there. That's a bit of an issue. He got tagged up on the way down. So again, the bomb gets dropped. And the last 3 players for the T side need to focus on that. They don't have time to plant, and they're not going to be able to do much about this. What on earth is this round? Envy run out of time and options.
4-0. Keep it rolling. Keep the train on the tracks, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't want to get derailed.
No, well, the one that's derailed is the one they're trying to blow up, so don't derail anymore. AK-47 for RPK, the only weapon of potency. I shouldn't say that, Deagles. Look, you get it, all right? It's the only rifle.
There's always that guy in chat like, actually, the Deagle.
It has one-shot potential at far away, okay?
There is always that person these days.
Ooh.
Simple, though. He's the guy we like to see. He's a spicy gamer, Matt. We're big fans.
Oh, yes, we are. Hatchy down as well. That shot actually registered a noise. The other one was so quick and concise, it didn't even register in my headset. So now, 5 versus 3, and Simple just kind of hanging out. Doing his thing. Nade into Pop Dog. Goes a little deep, so it won't quite do damage onto RPK. He's closed up, tucked into the corner.
No, Simple. He's still got an idea. He's got an inkling there might be another down by Ivy here, and he's right to be feeling so. He's reading the position well. He doesn't get the shot he wanted. Goes back in. He's so dominant on this angle, and you can see why. Just straight up fighting out Scream. Now, RPK did have the gun, but it doesn't matter. Simple is doing everything he can. That's 5 kills, and sure, it was against a team with just Eagles and 1 rifle, but he's such a powerful player, you know what I mean? Like, he's so confident in the angles he holds. Goes right back in. Doesn't give him a quarter.
Simple. Does spot 1. I don't think he did, actually. I take that back. It was the X-ray. I thought it was forward of the garage door. It was inside of A main still. So didn't spot him, but was looking down that direction. Zeus pushes up. Scream goes down. Electronic finds Happy. 5-0 about to become 6, and I would say convincingly, because chasing Flamey, or whoever the other player was, the guy beside Flamey, Zeus,
yeah, Zeus.
They run into Flamey. Hatchy gets Electronic. So a kill for the new boy. But a kill is not enough.
No, need a lot more.
A kiss won't make this better.
You sound like the weird quotes I just put on my MySpace profile.
It's from Lorraine Drive. Do you remember them?
No.
Oh, they were really good.
Okay. Keo and Hadji, last 2 alive. Completely awkward positioning to each other, and you see that double orb come out for Na'Vi. It's solid. They're looking like a solid team here. They're not being particularly pressured. Envy look like they're not quite there yet. Scream looked a little slow as well. You saw that push up from, I think it was Zeus on ramp. He had Flamey next to him. Going for that aggression on B. Normally Scream, you know, he hits those. Scream's an aimer, man. He'll take those fights any day of the week, and he generally wins them out. But a little bit slow, a little bit maybe, you know, worn out. But beyond the point, this is this round. Maybe they can still do something with it. If
Sound like you're
Keo can get some
describing me.
space, this could be nice. There's 2 players towards B, but they have to be quite quick on it. 24 seconds, so Keo needs to get there and do the damage almost instantaneously. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. 18 now. He can hold the rotate too. You can see Zeus now considering it.
Hachi? I think we're gonna have a technical. Okay, no, he is moving. He was just waiting. I thought he stopped. He stopped so cold in his steps. I thought, man, you might want to at least peek. I thought maybe he lagged out. He did not.
Oh, he's not
his
planting.
teammate got the position, and Keo ripping them apart for the back line is allowed to the plant. Edward couldn't get there to deny it. He's left in a 1 versus 2. He knows where they both are. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Doesn't have a kit. That's a bit of a bitch because he could have easily defused. He's gonna try it. Knows that he can't hold it not that long, and Keo gets the round. 3 kills in total. 1 round for Envy.
Really good play from Keo there. Had she hit the shot towards when he came out from upper towards the site, obviously alleviated the issue, but I think everyone got a little bit nervous when he's planting not where, where Keo's kind of cleaned out. He's planting towards the ram side, the top side of things, and the player could have quickly gone on the rotate. You saw it happening out there, but still, all, no harm, no foul. At this point, we're back into it, 5-1. Envy at least get themselves on the board. That was a really nice bit of individual play from Keo. Player certainly looking to keep that reputation building. The guy is such a talented player, and Hadji, good composition. Not getting flustered on it. Simple sticking on the AWP. Nade goes in. And again, somewhat similar from Envy. Nothing too drastically different. 2 players down by Ivy this time. RPK above Pop, trying to bait out the shots. Pop in the nade. Forces Edward a little closer. That's 68 HP now, so slowly working it down, but a long way to go. Still a minute and a touch on the board, so they're not in a massive hurry. Zeus, dedicated towards watching this ramp. He's not letting that one slip, but has to fall away a little bit. So Molotov goes out towards upper, but wondering where the end game is here now for Envy.
Back away from Ivy. And a little more investment toward the Brown Halls. Speaking of investment, the price of premium economy thrown toward the lower ramp. A smoke grenade to hold them off. Edward also going to be behind a smoke at the bottom of Pop Dog, and Simple's not going to be able to spot through, which means as he transitions, it's pressure on Zeus, blinded as he were. He's not able to locate the second player, but did find 1 for 1. Ooh, Hadji, hello. It's a great shot onto Simple. RPK then gets Flammy because everyone's moving around and the angles are covered off by Envy. This could be back-to-back. Forget the reset potential of 5-0. This is now 5-2, surely. Edward and Electronic. Edward not even really in it. He starts to go a little further now. Oh, he's revealed that he's still in connector. He's trying to bait his teammate, and his teammate gets 1. Long is a problem. Can't drop down fast enough, and round closed.
Hadji, big shots coming through. Position was exemplary as well, playing it so nicely, making it very uncomfortable for Na'Vi to hold. And let's see Na'Vi's money situation. They've lost, the rounds on the trot here. Gets a little bit awkward, and yeah, they're down to 2.4. Actually under 2k for Flamey, so even when he can purchase, he went for the P250, so maybe buying a little lower, but it's still going to be a long while till they can get that buy back in here. So P250s all around, barring Edward. So he's kind of absconding away from this, but Envy now have that lovely position to work with. They are in the good spot. They've got good money. No AWP still out. That's not in the playbook just yet. And Zeus looking to try and turn the tables towards B. This time, gets called by Happy. Not going to get away with everything he wants. Who's next on the chopping block? Flamey's not too far off, but he might not go for it. Again, Envy just going to take their time. They can slowly work this out. They've got all the utility in the world. They're not in a mad hurry. They've got everything they need. They have the weapons. They have it all. Electronic trying to find the right timing to try and play towards Ivy, but I don't think there is a right time in this round.
Electronic. Still stuck in the corner. Hatchie's going to work his way around with Electronic only on the pistol. He does have headshot potential on a P250. God, I like the P250. More of that, please. Less of the CZ. More of the P250. Blinded. Red. Taken down. Double drop. Double kill.
Got a little low. Those P250s, they're there. They're there, but they, didn't get the kill. But I like the idea. Really nice flashes as well coming out from Envy. They weren't just running in. They weren't just taking it lightly. That was, a nice hit, well constructed, good flashes for each other. And match pause. Probably Na'Vi's, I'd assume. Maybe going into that buy round that's, on the horizon for them. It's a technical. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it, Matt.
Do you, though?
No.
Okay.
I hate to see it.
Oh, okay. Hatchy, this was well orchestrated. Looks a bit like the top of middle of Inferno. You go by due process of finding either side, and Hatchy's looking sharp this game. 7 kills already.
To be fair, that the EnVy academy team or the junior team, however you want to call it, they were so good. Plenty of flaws, don't get me wrong. They're not infallible. If they, they could have been a lot more. But a lot of the players showed so much potential. They were very, very good as young players. But it looks like the French scene is really starting to build up that talent. EnVyUs, I know, is getting a lot of attention. Everyone's looking at him as the next big AWPer to break out. There's rumors, obviously, that I don't know if it's announced or if it's just rumors at the moment that Shox is looking at him to be part of that roster. Who knows where that's going to go? There's so much. There's so many options now. Yeah.
The new super team. I'll be part of Shox's roster. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Yeah, you're buying into it?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll actually play for him if he wants me to.
That's lucky.
I mean, it was me or Bardolph. The choice is obvious.
Yeah, that's. I don't think that really counts as a choice.
It's true. It's true.
I've never been a man being so dedicated to a game, yet so bad at it.
Oh, it's utterly insane, is it not?
I remember ESL 1 Colin was sat there in the green. We're all watching the game. We're getting makeup. We're getting ready. He sat there playing matchmaking behind us. No headset on or anything. He's got his full setup apart from a headset, so he just sat there.
Was that Cologne?
Yeah, that was Cologne.
Was that Cologne 2016?
Ooh, I don't remember.
That was when Cologne was still a major, because that would have been why he was there. If he wasn't a major, then
yeah,
he wouldn't have been there. Yeah, so that would have been 2016.
Maybe. I don't quote me on, but I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I've never seen a man so dedicated, yet so bad. He probably brings a lot to the team. He's that guy. He gets them pumped up. He has that file with speeches in it. It's got it all. But technical pause, I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if there's a player dropped out or what, but it is what it is. Matt, how's your day going aside from this?
Oh, dude, I got a really bad knot in my back this morning.
You were saying, weren't
you?
Do you think you slept funny, or it was just...
No. Was doing some other extracurricular activities.
Oh, I see.
It's probably asleep. And then, yeah, I think my arteries are slowly clogging. I had some mayonnaise, now my chest hurt. No, I'm just kidding. Look, I'm fine.
Ooh, we're having a rough day, all in all. Okay.
Well, we're getting old, The system's breaking
That's
down.
true.
I think if I did 20 push-ups, I'd probably pass out at this point. It's getting really bad.
I was impressed I could do 10 kick-ups with a football today, because...
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Used to do a lot more.
I'm useless at football. It's one sport I was never that good at.
But you guys
The
all just
only
play
skill
hockey,
I
don't you?
had was I was super fast and I could run for days back then at least. So that
Do you remember when
they would just put me in
cardio
the
wasn't
mid.
difficult?
Yeah, no, exactly. They just put me in the mid and be like, chase down every ball, and as soon as you get it, pass it. All right, yeah, I can do that.
Touch it as little as you can. It's
Yeah,
like a hot
pretty
potato,
much.
but with your feet.
Beat everyone there. Look
Yep.
for your first open teammate. Give him the ball. All right.
Nice. That's good. I've never played ice hockey. We played, boring hockey on normal ground. And some girl hit me in the shin with the hockey stick, and it really made me very angry, and I pushed her over.
Huh.
Yeah.
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 It
like-
happens all the time in hockey, Two-handers back of the legs where there's no padding. That's the
just-
beauty.
it's not
The
cool.
goalies are the worst, man.
Why so?
Well, I was always defense, so I was defending my goalie. But you get a forward planted on top of the crease, goalie just starts hacking him in the legs.
just said
and
so many words.
occasionally, you're the guy defending, and the goalie takes a chop at him and smokes you instead. I
Aw.
remember Andrew Fleming used to smoke the back of my shin all the time. And
Andrew Fleming.
Up and down, it hurt. Speaking of Fleming, Flamey. He's going to take down Happy. That makes it 1-0 for Na'Vi. So tactical timeout, it was not technical, but it still seems to have favored Na'Vi in that they've got the opening pick. Scream will work down the Ivy hallway. He does immediately, well, to his backside now because he's turned 90 degrees, but did have to his right. There you go. Flamey waiting for his arrival. On top of that, they've got someone to trade off with Flamey in the corner, in the form of Simple. Does he go? Scream's got the kill. He does not. So Simple's going to play patient.
All right,
He's worried
Simple.
about A main at this point.
Yeah, he must be, right? Yeah, you can see him. He doesn't know where to look, how to position for this, so he's going to commit here. The boost comes in from Ivy. Up and over your look. Good for now. Once that smoke dissipates, not so great. Edward turning the flash. You can see everything starting to build here, but Edward is holding Simple's back once that smoke goes. But he can't really change anything right now. But there's more players out there. Look at Keo. He's working his way forward. That could be the next pressure point, but Simple actually finds Keo, tries to swing in towards Hatchi. Doesn't win that fight, and it's Hatchi, the rotating turret. Pop him up high and set him off. He seems to be able to do it all. 2 kills for him this game. Or at least this round, should I say. 9 overall. He's having a bit of a tear so far. And Zeus left in the 1v2. 27 seconds to keep control of this entire round. No idea where they've gone. No information. You can see him wondering, are they still out here? Are they going? Where are they? They could offset the timing, but it is gonna be B.
B for me. Zeus still sat in heaven, is going to be well removed from the action. That's going to give Envy yet another plant, so they are making a case against Na'Vi. Na'Vi seem to make what we would think to be easy games hard games. They have a habit of doing so. That seems to be the case again now. So despite everyone being relatively even on HP, there will be no exchange.
No. Okay. Well, you can see the money situation for Na'Vi is getting to that, you know, dangerous territory. Obviously, the AWPs start to become pretty precious at this point, and that did make a big difference. That double AWP that came out for a little while between, I think it was Flamey and Simple running that. That was very nice, but didn't seem to last. But what Hadji is doing has been excellent for a young man coming into this who's very, very talented. He's leading the way thus far out of everyone, score-wise at least. That's going to be a good bit of a boost for his mentality as well. If you're, you know, not as experienced player as everyone else on this server, because you know you've got the classics in here. I mean, you're going to want to have that big performance to start off with, get confident, start feeling out the game, and he's definitely having that. Now we have the hero rifle, obviously left over on Zeus. The others on the upgraded pistols. There is some armor to supplement that, so it's certainly not a weak purchase. Gone for what they can. Edward trying to make that deagle work for himself, but the Envy boys are not standing still. Simple pushing up towards the top side of things, kind of allowing Zeus to go further forward. This is a bit of fun, but look where they're waiting. They're so aware of this being a possibility. Zeus tries to do the jump, baits out the noise, maybe goes back in, gets the tag, not the kill. RPK took a lot of damage, but doesn't matter. He's still alive. He's still got all that utility to put to play. He is in such a good spot here. And Na'Vi have to then spread themselves even thinner. It's so difficult to deal with this now with just 4 players. They have to sit maybe 2-2 on either side, and it looks like even Envy aren't 100% certain where they're going to go here, but it does look like it's a B now.
Electronic with the CZ, which means, well, okay, fair enough. It actually was broken. That one didn't work the right way. He should get his money back. Because normally it's a guaranteed kill. Simple. What a shot. Hadji down. Gonna go for more, but he denied that opportunity by RBK. Now Kiyoshima to take Edward and Flamey. You know where he is. He's the last. And we should have a 5-5 tied hockey game. It's not hockey.
Ooh, that was quite nice.
If it was hockey, that was high stakes.
So, have you ever thought about commentating hockey?
Oh, I'd love to. Let's do it. Let's give it a go.
See, I'm not there with you on that, but do they get paid well? I guess so, right? Like
Probably.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, I think if you were commentating for Hockey Night in Canada,
tier 1, right?
Yeah, exactly, like Jim Houston, or if you were Ron McLean, I think I could be a Ron McLean.
Yeah? I have no idea who that is.
More so than I mean, I seem like a bit of a dick, so maybe Don Cherry, but I think I could
do vaguely
transfer
recall
to Ron McLean.
the comparisons to that. So
Yeah.
RPK with the classic tab-in look there, the slight stutter when he gets back through. But we do see aggression from the CT side. 2 players pushing up towards Connector. You got one towards Pop, Flamey being the supporting piece to the Zeus push on towards B, but this hasn't worked out very well. He's been outdone by the team on the other side. This player now being happy. Scream going to get tagged up. On the other side, it was Electronic, and that kind of spurs on Zeus, but the 1-for-1 trade happens, and you're kind of hoping that maybe one more member of Na'Vi can capitalize on this, but it's not to be the case. Kind of hit that slow down button. They don't know what to quite do with this. Flamey readjusts. Catching glimpses here and there, but this guy, he's the one you want to keep your eyes on. What can Hanchi do? I'm curious. He might be caught out this time. No, just too sharp. He's going to find Electronic, punish the miss, punish the second of hesitation, and down to a 3v3. The bomb is loose by B, but still plenty of chance for Envy here. Ooh.
So Hadji sneaking up to his death. Simple jumps out of the air, lands on the ground, scopes in, kills Hadji.
Welcome to the big leagues. Yes. Of course Simple does that.
Yeah. It's utterly redonkulous. Edward waiting at the bottom of Pop Dog. We'll get Kiyoshima and the bomb for it. Oh, come on. Why do you... That's such a dumb move. You walk into a potential threat and you throw away your gun without checking it first. At least look up, see that it's safe, then get the other gun. Either way, they'll win the round, thankfully. As Flamey gets the shot on the screen. But yeah, I find people are a little bit too zealous or ambitious in those situations. So, 6-5. Na'Vi finally get around in return. 2 players staying alive. They keep And up. In fact, 2 of them carried over, so it does give them a bit of the benefit toward the next round, avoiding a potential reset. Speaking of, there's going to be lots of money left over on the T side, at least for this round. 1 AWP and 4 AK-47s.
I was kind of hoping we could get that replay of what Simple did. But, all right, production, fine. Fine. Don't do it. Simple could do it all again. 2 players here. Run boost comes in, spots that, but what's he going to do with it now? Goes for the player run boosted to the right side. The bait from the left doesn't set him off, obviously, doesn't see it. Smokes, flashes, whatever they got thrown in. Molotov to boot, and had she's worked this out, he can now work his way up. Smoke in reply. Again, the dance begins towards Ivy, but it's not where the vast majority of EnVy currently are. 2 players working out towards B. The bomb yet to really move too far. The aggression from Na'Vi seeming to be the case still. 4 players towards A, and just simply leaving it in the hands of Zeus. It's a lot of pressure on this player on B.
Zeus, top of the blue train, trying to find an answer to anyone who dare walk into B. So far, no one is playing dare. They're all playing truth, and the truth is they're not getting into A any better either. Because Simple's over there with an AWP. Truth or dare, Lauren?
Truth.
Ooh, all right.
You can think of one.
No, I'll think of one, yeah.
All right, Edward goes down. That's Ivy now looking, Pop looking a little bit worrying. You can see Simple readjusting instantly. His back suddenly becomes open. Electronic wants to grab it, though. He wants to secure this, but Scream gets in the right position. But look at the time, 20 seconds. Zeus and Simple could try and slow this down, but no. EnVyUs, power on forward, and it's Keo to get the job done.
What is the greatest esport to have ever existed?
1.6.
You had to say truth.
1.6.
You're going to go with 1.6. All right.
Yeah, I think it set us up for a good industry. Or Quake, for me.
Quake. All right.
One of those 2.
Cool. All right, there you
I
go.
don't think they're the most popular or, change most people's
that's
minds.
fine.
I think they're the... All right, truth or dare?
Dare. I'm a
Okay.
daring individual.
All right, I'll think of one. You cast this round.
All right. Flamey pushes up, CZ in hand. A 6-6 game, and obviously the last round does reset Na'Vi. We talked about that. They could have easily broken down the money in return against Envy, and Envy running now as Screen gets 2. RPK adds in. Does eventually lose 1 to Flamey, who's picked up an AWP. AK versus just that op for Flamey, and he's going to try and get an angle that works. Knows that they're out toward Ivy, and he's got it as well, so 2-2. Not a bad situation to be in.
Yeah, not bad at all. Oh, Zeus gonna push up. This is nice. Smoke it off. Actually, I don't think can do much about that. Is that kind of like weird, like rotating you around each other? Flamey needs to be so careful of everything here. They
Yeah,
have
I
so
don't
little
think he's got
information.
this.
I feel as though Envy are making the right moves. They've even got time as well. That's a big thing. They don't need to. Oh, look at this. She's gonna be grinning ear to ear. Oh, there was a second. I was like, if that was Simple, that's a shot done.
If he pulled the knife out
but
too
Zeus,
soon.
Look at the timing on this. The bomb's still at Ivy. He doesn't know that, obviously. And the timing, just as he walks past, the bomb's working its way around towards our bomb train. He's missed it all. A second later, he might have actually caught that, but he's going to have to just go in it and try and take the fight.
Yeah, that one tick of damage actually spoiled everything for him.
All right. So, Matt, your dare is to fit the phrase, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper into a cast.
I've done that before.
Without it being like just random. You gotta
I've done it before.
Okay.
I said it was PTR, and I said Peter Piper picked a peck of Cloud9 players or something like that.
Ooh.
Picked a peck of Cloud9 is what I said, because he got 4 kills against Cloud9.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Do I have to do it again?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, now I'm repeating phrases.
Aren't we all? Just for the Reddit posts.
I'll use. What if I can use another tongue twister?
Okay.
All right. I got it. I already know.
Okay, you got one? All right,
Yeah.
you can do it. I'll leave you to that. It's Simple left in the 1v4. Electronic was the only one to find the kill so far, and what a resurgence from Envy coming right back into this matchup. They looked a little bit flat at the start, but I've got to say, in my eyes, Hadji is being a huge swing player for them, really kind of making it uncomfortable for the other side. His play down from Ivy has been excellent, and considering Simple when he's got an AWP, he's the one kind of keeping eyes on that. You're doing some good work if you're making Simple have to work for it. And in this round, very little will be done. He knows that his days are a little bit numbered. If he can get a gun away, if he can do something, that wouldn't be too bad, but I don't know if I see that happening.
So 8-6 for Envy, T side of train. Happy was one of the first people to give this map praise before it was even back in the pool some 2 years ago. She takes down Simple. And continuing on his good form, 14 kills. We head into round 15. He's got 1 around.
Here he is. Here's Okio. Lovely work. His accent sometimes confuses me, because sometimes
me
he says
too.
things in like a British accent, obviously because I think he was back and forth there, if he had a girlfriend out there or something.
He did.
But
I think does.
I don't know where they're at. But yeah, it was like sometimes, because I didn't realize that at the start, I was like, why does he just randomly sound British? But that's an interesting smoke he's done. He's actually straight out here. He's going for the fight straight away, and actually he's going to find it too. Gets tagged up early, down to 66. Electronic on the other side, jumping up and down, trying to find the angle to work with. Keep him baited, but the bait doesn't work. Keo shines. Gets one. Edward trades back in, though, but in this bit of madness happening, it's all about to go down on B, and Zeus with the Silence Dem 4 has to somehow deal with a hell of a lot of players coming his way, and even more blind just as he comes through. He gets the job done and backs away from this.
Scream goes in, looks to his right, no one there. Try and get position inside, but the bomb couldn't quite spot the head in time nor react, but he's got a 1 versus 3. Quick reload, he's got the time to do so, but he's overstepped the mark and Simple's hit the shot. We go 8-7 at the half.
Yeah, this is a way closer game than I expected. EnVy playing a nice matchup. It feels quite loose, but they're making it work. But Na'Vi, after that initial kind of flourish of good damage done, it kind of faded away. And EnVy really brought it right back. I've been thoroughly impressed by Hadji. This was good. This was a little turret moment. One spins it back again. Stunning control on the kill on Electronic. So again, good to see a young player, or at least a younger player to this team. That was a shot. If you're Hadji, it's like, all right, well, what am I going to do about this one? Let's see that ADR. Yeah, he's up there with Keo. So those two players doing the heavy lifting, the 2 new additions, I guess, to this roster, wanted to come out and do some impressive work. Electronic having a good game. Flamey up there. Simple too. Edward a little quiet, but all in all, it's not a bad scoreline. We'll see if this can transfer through on towards the T side for Na'Vi. If they have what it takes to maybe string it together a little, show us some of the chemistry they're meant to have, and put aside all whatever the personal issues may be or whatever happened. But it does seem like turbulent times for Na'Vi.
Well, split the difference. Na'Vi had the 5-0 start, yet fall 1 shy at the end of the half. As such, we await the fate of one of these two teams in this, the first match of 2. Remember, AGO versus Space Soldiers comes up to close the night.
I just looked at that DreamHack Masters talent announcement again. For a split second, quite far away, Moses looked like Richard Lewis. Just for a real quick second. Kind of looked like Richard.
Who?
At like distance, when I quickly looked.
Oh, Moses.
Looked a little bit like...
Yeah,
just
I
like
get it.
that
No, all
glance.
bold guys look the same. I get it. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
I'm sorry, Jason.
That's not even racist. That's just prejudice.
I'm just rude. You know what I mean? It's just rudeness.
Yeah.
He left
No,
me
yeah,
for North
it's
America.
true.
He left me for Harry. He's left me for Anders. Like
Yeah.
I know I'm good at breakups apparently, but I didn't really expect it that much.
Yeah, he's certainly taking it to the next level. Anything
Yeah.
he can do to get away from you. He's even switched to pulling all-nighters to cast the North American broadcast.
That's the
just to
dedication,
avoid
right?
you.
It's like
That is dedication. You almost have to
hurts.
respect that.
I don't know if I do. I don't know if I respect it. I think it's just hurting my feelings. Halftime's taking a while. I imagine production's talking to us and we're ignoring them. No, we're good. Alright. I like the way occasionally in these sort of shots you see a gun shooting out midair, whoever it is, like the gunshot. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Flawless game. Yeah, we're just gonna wait and see what happens.
So 8-7. 7-8. We're just getting a reconnection, I think, for Edward. And then we'll be ready to rock and ready to roll. 2-game series. That's right, not a best of 3. I like to throw that in there because even on social sometimes say like, oh, we went 2-0 tonight. Well, you didn't. You won 2 games.
1-0, 1-0.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got told off in a coffee shop today as well.
Did
Went
you
out for
really?
coffee. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
me more.
So I went out for coffee, having a nice conversation, perfectly normal vocal level. Old lady comes over and says, "You damn Americans Being
Yeah, 'cause
super
you sound American.
I sound very American, clearly.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to respect the natives, which, as in people from Denmark. Apparently, they don't like loud noises, and she had to leave the coffee shop because we were so loud.
Was this at the
And-
coffee lab?
Yeah, it was a cup.
They play their music louder than I talk
no,
anyway.
but the woman came over and told them to turn it down. It was offending her.
Oh, yeah, it
anyway,
sounds like
one
she's
of
the
those
problem.
days. Yeah, exactly. It was one of those, and it just really set me up. But speaking of set up, this is not bad so far from Na'Vi. 4 players alive. A P2 Swifty in the hands of Edward. Show me what you can do with it. 2 kills already, and Kyo's down a little low. Hadshi's down to 5 HP, Kyo 40, and Scream 68 to try and play it back in.
Zeus trying to stay alive near the bomb. He gets the shot back to Kiyoshima. Zeus will start to push. That's his invitation, perhaps. Look at the HP for Envy. Whew, it's not good, let me tell you that. Scream on 25, Hadji on 5. That equals 30.
Quick maths.
And they're going to back off. No kits. So back towards CT. In fact, they might go down even from there with the blast.
I think they should be okay. Yeah, they're alright. It's weird seeing people save on pistol rounds. Still makes my brain boggle. I don't blame them. You're going to be in no better situation next round. You'd be in a worse one, obviously, but it's just like, already kind of giving that one up. But Na'Vi, I'm pretty sure they won pistol in the first half. Can we check the scoreboard? Does it show the other half? No. Haha, great. Great, cool. I'm pretty sure they won the pistol, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am. And they got a couple of rounds off the back of it, which gave us this scoreline. EnVy obviously kind of turned it on once they got into this match. But early guns coming out for Na'Vi, of course. And the upgraded pistols, so deadly. Scream to connect well towards Flamey. That's a gun recovered. No one there to even trade off it. Very, very, not reckless, but brave, I guess. Depends on which way it goes up. EK playing off the train on towards B. Timing is going to be a huge factor here. 2 players down by ramp. 1 towards up. Furry gets attacked towards Edward, but he can't back away. In between the Na'Vi sandwich. Simple. Going to be right in the middle of things. And now we're in this 4v4.
Simple. Working his way forward. Has a smoke to his left. A player there as well. He can certainly hear that player as he takes down Scream. That player's a coward. Kyo, you're a coward. Scream went in valiantly, and you did nothing to take the kill back, although you have made up for it, perhaps. Kyo
Maybe.
the coward.
For now, you can see EnVy are being a little dismantled here. There was a chance they could have maybe done some more damage. Hadji's certainly going for it. For only so far. Zeus waited patiently. And Kyo, no kit. But he does recover a gun. That's quite nice if he doesn't get hunted down. It looks like Electronic's on the case. And he does take it away. That's a gun recovered too. Good work from Electronic. And, well, 2 alive. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong. Na'Vi took a bit of a beating to get here, but they know that EnVy can't really do much into this round. Very little money across the board. Maybe, yeah, a little something. Kyo there, he got some kills. Going to invest in towards just a flashbang, so maybe they can make something happen off the back. But that's why the SMGs are repurchased. Na'Vi obviously aware EnVy's money will still be rather tamed.
I like those blue gloves, man. Keep up the good work. They're very electronic looking.
Keeps it on theme. I like that.
Plus, he has a theme song already. I'm blue, baba dee, baba die. I always thought it was better if it said, if I was green, I would die. Because Flamey's got green gloves. He's going to back off. Still down. Flamey to guard it. PK gets a kill on him.
How are we down to a 1v2, Matt?
Scream. That's how he got a kill.
Scream, yeah.
On simple. 10-8. I'm just waiting for a Molotov at this point.
Why? Oh,
My
for
challenge.
Okay, well,
My-
maybe you'll get
my
into something. There's
dare.
Molotovs. There's Molotovs, Matt, on both sides. 10-8, this is the fun round. This is where it can all change. Are EnVy actually up to the fight, or was it just a bit of a one-trick pony on the T side? Simple with the AWP, gonna go for that wallbang. Not gonna get much with it, and Molotov down towards Ivy, and you weren't casting.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
Oh,
Smoke down. Kia will jump away. Has to be a very specific play.
oh, okay.
Kyoshima! Trying to do what he can back out toward Ivy. Will spray into the smoke. People on the receiving end not receiving much. Electronic and Zeus took damage from an aid, but that is all. That is all.
That is all, folks. So, who do you think? You think about this for a second. Who do you think has the worst pro player name there is?
Oh, Staticist.
Fair play.
He's not a pro player.
Oh, you know.
He's a noob.
But you're still in it to win it. Okay, flashes towards that flash was so damn good. Gear was full blind, can't do a thing about it, and this is 1 by 1. Na'Vi being very, very powerful in approach. Good lines being watched and kind of taken away from Scream down to 22, but his support system just falls by the wayside. Flamey unleashes hell as he works his way towards A, and it's simple to put the bow on that round, but that was beautiful from Na'Vi.
I think the worst pro player name currently is Nico, because there's 3 of them.
That's actually pretty true. And sometimes when they play each other, it's the worst thing in the world.
Same with Dennis and Dennis.
Dennis, yeah. Right.
Is it weird that where the knot was in my back now hurts in the front? Like, is this an artery clogging?
Are you okay?
Am I dying?
Am I dying? Maybe. If you don't feel well, Matt.
I start sweating and go really pale. No, let's not joke about this.
Stop it.
Flamey
My
takes down
anxiety.
Happy. If I pass out, keel over on the floor. Don't worry about
I'll
it.
keep casting, it's fine.
Exactly. Bomb, just cover, fill in for me. Henry will jump in. No one will ever know.
While the shoes are still warm, he's just jumping into it. Oh, Lord above. Flamey on the hunt. There's not much more to be seen this round. It's all done already. They're locked out. Envy's money being what it is. They're in that horrible predicament that you saw Na'Vi in for a little while, where buys are just sporadic. They're few and far between, and you kind of just get stuck in that spiral. Scream, having a little look down. Oh, I love it when the sticker floats above. It's so distracting. Look at that, right in the middle of the screen. Just no, go back to it. Yes! Just RPK. And what's floating above it? I don't even know what else.
The other
It's
E-League
the
sticker,
Envy,
I think.
isn't it?
It's
I think,
the
yeah.
other...
Oh, you see League.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
something
nice.
like that.
Lovely, beautiful.
I don't know, man.
You're dying, Matt, all right? You don't have to know.
We're all dying of something.
That's true.
12-8. Envy is dying of a fact that they can't get around on their CT side. At least not yet. They've got guns again. Happy. To an AWP. Simple's gonna head over toward B. And he's already staring at the corner. Dare anyone try and take that position? Scream by the red train, and RPK to smoke off, rather, excuse me, incendiary off the ramp.
This could be fun. RPK can be really good at holding the side too. I'm hoping we see one of the better performances. He's got Happy en route. He can be a supporting factor. They've got a good feeling about this one. You've got Electronic working down Ivy in the meantime. That's going to keep some attention drawn towards A, but when this hit comes in, it's going to be hard to handle. RPK actually has to fall off this, find a new angle to look towards. Happy finds Edward, but you can see RPK just feeling like, I don't know, a chocolate teapot at this point, completely useless and just can't get the job done, and he goes down. Zeus to find him, and 3v4. Bomb is planted, so don't write Na'Vi off just yet.
Happy. Trying to find something to do. At the back spots from Spool. Happy's found by Zeus, who slid up and got aggressive. They committed to sticking that bomb plant, despite that they were a man down at the time. And you mentioned it, RPK couldn't do anything about it because he was timid and held out. Scream, good retake potential. He knows exactly where Flamey is. And he's gotten both kills. Does he have the defuse? It's a 10-second defuse. Ooh. And that bomb is a tickety-tick-tock ticking. That's close. I think he's got it.
A little close for comfort. Oh. But yeah, okay, we're back into it. Things got a little fun. Things got a little interesting. This was very important. Simple looked around for a second or two. You'd have felt if Simple just maybe watch that for a second longer. But that's, you know, that's Counter-Strike. It's the timing. 12-9. Money is on that teetering point, though, for Envy. They're in that little bit of a tricky spot, obviously, on the CT side, that even though if you win one round, cool, you've got to string it together. Otherwise, that money gets depleted so fast, you get those resets coming in. Wondering what Na'Vi's game plan is to try and create that sort of madness, that mayhem to go on in the financial department. And well, Happy finding Edward is a great start for Envy. Take Edward down, and you've got a nice man advantage. Happy relocating. He's got an idea that there's more coming out from this area. Actually has the angle. Zeus can't predict it, and that's the bomb gone as well. This is a little bit lackluster from Na'Vi. They're getting pulled to pieces.
Poor guys. That must not be that fun. Happy backs away. Bomb down top of the ladder. I won't say it's exactly guarded, but it's got a player near enough to staring at it from below. That, of course, being Hatchie. Good find from Electronic. Flamey also trying to find a position that's viable from the sandwich. Simple's going to go back over toward the bomb. Flamey's kind of screwed, if I'm honest. He's trapped in. Nowhere to really go, and Simple just completely destroys Hatchie. Fair enough. Scoped in, flick, can't quite hit it. Hit Scream, excuse me, he did get him through the wall. 2 HP. Goes out for more. Oh my god, he's fast. And back up the ladder. There's an AK at his disposal, but the way that he's firing this AWP, I wouldn't recommend it. Back to B. Try it all. 30 seconds. There is, of course, RPK inside of the site, and he's playing such a position that it might be difficult to predict. Oh, he didn't spot him. He's on top of the train. Now he does. Couldn't get away. Couldn't get away. Tried to turn around in a panic, but he goes down 12-10. 2 in a row for Envy.
God almighty. What a terrifying player he is. You got to almost feel as well for the other side of things. Hatchie has been absolutely broken by this guy twice now. That jumping shot he hit on the first half, and then that one, both the situations, generally you'd say Hatchie had the advantage to a degree. They normally work in that favor, but nah, not when it's simple. Things get turned on its head. Oh my god. Nope, didn't get it. No tag.
Get out of the way.
Just move out of the way for simple.
Pass on right. Some people's kids, man.
That's right, I'm rude at coffee shops, Matt. I don't know. You know? She was so old as well. I couldn't even be like mean to her. I was like,
that's too bad.
It was horrible. I felt like, you know, you're like a kid getting told off. Like that, I felt that feeling.
You could have just told her she won't have to wait too much longer for silence then.
I was gonna say, but I mean, again, she's probably gonna die soon.
That's really
so I was
rude.
like, you know,
respect your elders, kids.
Exactly.
Don't be like me.
No, be bashful and terrified like me. Just be scared of elderly women. They're aggressive.
I'm scared of all women. They're aggressive.
57 seconds. No casualties yet on either side. So this has been a very interesting round. And Scream getting so much information on the CT side. This kind of gives away the game. Kind of.
So smoke down. That's a very deep smoke, meaning that there might have been a pocket in which Hatchie could have used to his advantage in front of it. Elects not to. Goes for the more conservative approach. Zeus. Molotov down towards the connector. It's Hatchie. That's going to get taken out by Flamey, and Flamey's going to go aggressive and catch out Scream. Bomb planted as well. It's just Happy and RPK, and Happy can't hit the shot toward the train. That leaves him in the open, and Flamey wraps around RPK. Goes down 13 now for Na'Vi.
Okay, bound back for Na'Vi. Big round there. Set piece, Flamey. Big moments for him as well. Don't get me wrong, Simple's been putting on a nice show, but he's been the rock, the backbone of this team. And I know that Chad's a fan of the old Flame Dogger. He's a gamer who can be consistent, right? And he does so well, and he's a bit of a rock for this team. Looks like he's having one of the really high points in his game as well. On the other side of things, Envy's money is broken. We said this before. If you're on the CT side, if you're not stringing together the rounds back to back, your economy will start to suffer. It's so punishing. And look at this stack. Obviously, Envy going to try and throw a bit of a curveball, but that's straight as you like, right to the dome. Simple not going to let it get away from him, though. And that's the A site actually completely vacant of players. They don't know this, so they're still going to clear it out, take their time. But the rest of the Envious side are all towards B, trying to catch out Na'Vi if they'd gone for that hit.
Keo. So electronic. Ooh, downed by Scream. Get wrecked. Actually gives Envy the advantage right now as well. Zeus still sits on the train, though, with the bomb already planted. That advantage is marginal. RPK gets the AK, and already in the manner in which he did so, you'd expect this to be the save.
Very timid. Very
Every time I
sheepish.
see someone reaching for a gun... Okay, all right, calm down, Keo. Every time I see someone reaching for a gun in that fashion, like, I always picture, like, someone reaching at something with their pinky in the air, you know? Very...
Dainty.
Exactly.
I get it. And okay, so they're in money troubles here for Envy. What can you get in this round? I think you have to let Na'Vi get to 15 almost. You don't want to, but you're on that real verge of being able to get a decent purchase between not. So, yeah, they're going to sit this one out, go for the Deagles, P250s. A bit of armor here and there. It's obviously not nothing, but it's still very, very weak compared to the full buy. Right on the cusp of being able to do something with it. Same stack again. Happy on a different angle. But it's an all-in play. It's an all essentially hold beat. Basically, Happy's watching for that wrap around the back, and that's not a bad plan at all. Na'Vi were one of the original teams to do it, but that's not in their playbook right now, at least. Well, not to my knowledge. But RPK's the danger man. Still has that rifle. Desperately wanting to use it.
So Simple pushing his way up, down from Ivy. Flamey starts to work in that direction as Happy holds off on the left side. Electronic Molotov down. He's gonna force Happy out. Doesn't do anything with it. Does get a shot back in.
Get a little nervous in these rounds, Matt. They're the ones you should win, but it's Na'Vi. I can't have faith in them anymore. They've hurt me too many times in the past.
Oh, you got personal.
Yeah.
Who hurt you? You let Daddy know who hurt you. He'll get them.
We can't keep calling casters Daddy. There's too many. We've
Daddy?
got Daddy.
Brother.
Oh, Father. Oh, it's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, we've got
So
like
it's like
Creamy Daddy Moses.
Yeah, we've got Creamy Daddy. We've got, you know, Anders being like, you know, Bear Daddy.
Just the daddy.
Yeah, he's overall Daddy. You could be Canada Daddy.
Canada Daddy, okay.
Canada Daddy. It's a bit of it's tough to say.
We're gonna need a new one soon if Trudeau keeps messing up. But it's fine. Simple. Ooh. Still better than Stephen Harper.
Are we going to politics right now? Are we really?
Yeah, I do it every cast. It's you know, that's apparently I bring politics into every joke people say on Twitter.
God, every joke, man. Why'd you do this? You're not just stop it.
It's one guy said, you bring politics into everything. And then I ask him for proof, and he literally retweets the tweet I just made. And I was like, yeah, everything. Yeah, you nailed that one.
Cool. Cool.
Good job, bud.
Yeah.
Map point for Na'Vi. Just thought we'd point that minor detail out. It's part of our jobs. Now that our jobs are done, back to our
Conversation. Yeah. No, we got old Theresa May. You know, she's running through the fields of wheat. She's a wild child. What can I say? We live our life to the edge. Very dangerous living, like Electronic right now. But Simple somehow found Happy. Where are you, Simple? How have you done that? Where was he? I don't even know where he was. I don't know how he gets that shot. No one else sees him, but still he does. And they're already out by A as well. In the meantime, Flamey gets Scream, and it's all falling apart by the seams for Envy. They are down to just merely 3 men. Hatchg is one of them, but the CT side hasn't been the big heavy hit. But this might be a changing factor.
Electronic. Just chilling out, trying to do what he can. Zeus. Working down. Simple's already found 2. It's on RPK. This could be it. And Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack gets pushed out of the corner by a candlestick. I got there in the end, Lauren.
Oh my God. You know what, Matt?
Thank you.
That's damn impressive. No wonder you're the best caster we've ever seen.
Oh, shut up. Thor made that video. I didn't even know he was making it, all right?
Well, when you're as busy as you are being the best caster in the world, I mean, there's probably going to be a
You know what? There's
shows.
1 round left. You got this. I'm out. I'm done.
right.
I can't handle this abuse.
Wow. Wow. Let's hope it's
That's
1
no
round.
way to treat the best caster in the world. Let me just
I'm
say,
sorry.
Lauren.
I'm sorry. I'll write a formal apology up. It'll be publicized soon. RPK going to do what he can. He does have a kit, but does he have a hope and a dream? Because that's what he needs right now, and it's done. Zeus finds him, and it's all over. Na'Vi close out the game. The T side looked far more explosive. They looked like they had that power beside them that I kind of expected to see throughout this matchup, but Envy made it competitive.
Envy did, and you know what? They did it mostly in the first half, unfortunately only accumulating 2 rounds on their CT side, but they certainly took Na'Vi for a wild ride. It was 5-0 for Na'Vi, and they lost the half 8-7, unfortunately. A little to look forward to after that. Perhaps map 2 will be better. We'll take a break. See you then.
Incendiary out.